What do people think is a scam, but they just don't understand? We had a gal in the telco who was retiring under a surplus, meaning they would pay her so much for each year she worked, in addition to her pension. She turned the money down because she didn't want her taxes to be too high. I didn't know her and heard about it after she left. The union guys tried to explain it, but she just would not listen. I don't know if she thought it was a scam, but she didn't trust the IRS. This is a super common misunderstanding of how our taxes work. I swear like 80% of Americans don't know, so I'll give an example below of what's real and what many people assume. Here are the federal tax brackets. Your state taxes will vary. TED. TH-align equals center tax rate. TH-align equals center income bracket. /TED. TD-align equals center 10% /TD. TD-align equals center $0, $9,875 /TD. TD-align equals center 12% /TD. TD-align equals center $9,876, $40,125 /TD. TD-align equals center 22% /TD. TD-align equals center $40,126, $85,525 /TD. TD-align equals center 24% /TD. TD-align equals center $85,526, $163,300 /TD. TD-align equals center 32% /TD. TD-align equals center $163,301, $207,350 /TD. TD-align equals center 35% /TD. TD-align equals center $207,351, $518,400 /TD. TD-align equals center 37% /TD. TD-align equals center $518,401, $/TD. Now what most people think is if I'm making $40,000 a year then I pay 12% tax, $4,800. If my boss offers me a $2,000 raise I'll be making $42,000 and be taxed at 22%. $9,240. Ha. F you boss man, you aren't tricking me. What actually happens if you make $42,000 is your first $9,875 is taxed at 10%, which comes out to $987.50. Your $9,876, $40,125, $30,249 are taxed at 12%, totaling $3,630. Your $40,126, $42,000, $1,874 are taxed at 22%, totaling $412. So add all those up, $987, plus $3,630, $412 equals total federal tax of $5,029. Edit. Due to a couple people's comments I'll expand the chart by 2 columns. TED. TH-align equals center tax rate. TH-align equals center income bracket. TH-align equals center taxable amount in bracket. TH-align equals center total tax paid. /TED. TD-align equals center 10% /TD. TD-align equals center $0, $9,875 /TD. TD-align equals center $9,875 /TD. TD-align equals center up to $988 /TD. TD-align equals center 12% /TD. TD-align equals center $9,876, $40,125 /TD. TD-align equals center $30,249 /TD. TD-align equals center $988 up to $3630 /TD. TD-align equals center 22% /TD. TD-align equals center $40,126, $85,525 /TD. TD-align equals center $45,399.00 /TD. TD-align equals center $4,618 up to $9,988 /TD. TD-align equals center 24% /TD. TD-align equals center $85,526, $163,300/TD. TD align equals center $77,774.00/TD. TD align equals center $14,606 up to $18,666/TD. TD align equals center 32%/TD. TD align equals center $163,301, $207,350/TD. TD align equals center $44,049.00/TD. TD align equals center $33,272 up to $14096/TD. TD align equals center 35%/TD. TD align equals center $207,351, $518,400/TD. TD align equals center $311,049.00/TD. TD align equals center $47,368 up to $108,867/TD. TD align equals center 37%/TD. TD align equals center $518,401, $/TD. TD align equals centera lot/TD. TD align equals center $156,235 up to 37% of a lot/TD. Thank you for this breakdown. Very clearly explained it for me. I'm going to go out on the limb and say that 95% of Americans don't understand this. It's truthfully shocking how many intelligent people don't know the difference between marginal and effective tax rates. Edit. In response to the folks who are angry that this was never taught, please see the response user Peon2 wrote below about teaching in high school. Would it help? Maybe a little, but I would guess a vast majority of high school kids don't give an F about how tax brackets work. If you don't know something, it's your responsibility to learn how it works. This information is widely available on the internet, so have some personal accountability and do the work yourself. Stop being reliant on others to spoon-feed you information. Reddit link. When my dad was younger, he worked as an orderly in a psyche ward. He was working with doctors that wouldn't take on extra shifts because they didn't want it to raise their tax brackets. My dad said he tried multiple times to explain it to them, but he was just an orderly, and they were doctors, after all. Bless her heart. There was a time when my parents thought buying stuff online and paying with a credit card it's a scam. Took me a while to convince them that if you know which sites are good to order from and which are bad, you can actually avoid scams. My dad and online banking. You can check your balance, make transfers and even set up standing orders. But my account will get hacked is his response every single time. My mom's the same. It's infuriating as she doesn't know how to do finances well, and if we need to check a balance to ensure she wasn't hacked, it's a trip to the bank. Transfer money, got to wait in line to do it, the list goes on. More ironic is my aunt and uncle were recently hacked /ID theft '. They didn't have internet banking, but someone got into their mail. They now have internet banking, so no post can go missing, and also they might have noticed some issues if they had internet banking. Maybe you could use that to your advantage? Bring it up and be like, which did you think was easier for the thieves? Spending years learning computer stuff well enough to bypass all the security that the bank put in place online, or sticking their hands down a mailbox? My dad and stepmom once freaked the F out because the census was at our door. They said, she doesn't have a marked car. It's a scam, she had a badge and clipboard. Then my psycho stepmom proceeded to get mad at me for opening the door. For the census. I've been a census worker. It happens once every 10 years, they aren't going to get a whole vehicle fleet for it. Hello fellow census worker. I did 2011 in the UK in a rough part of town. Was an experience. Hello fellow census worker. I did it in Ireland that same year. Worst, I had been a guy screaming obscenities at me because he'd lost his job during the recession, and clearly that was my fault. Buying a beginning band instrument, then buying a step-up instrument within a couple of years. Yes. I think a beginner instrument is a good investment to see if the person sticks it out. But past that, it's a complete waste of money. The difference in quality between a $100 guitar and a $600 guitar is night and day. When I started to get better at drumming as a kid, trying to explain to my parents why I needed the $200 splash cymbal instead of the $40 one was infuriating. I paid with my own money, but they insisted it was a waste. I still have that $200 splash cymbal and it still sounds amazing. My cheaper cymbals literally exploded. This is unrelated, but this still pisses me off to this day. My mom bought me a drum kit when I was 13 and refused to get me lessons. She bought a book at a thrift store and wanted me to teach myself by reading the book. I was absolutely in over my head. A month later I got yelled at for not applying myself, and she made me sell them. Like, what did she expect me to do? Declining pay rises because they think they'll pay more in tax and their take-home will be less than before the pay rise. Edit. The amount of comments claiming it has happened to them is really disturbing. Learn how your taxes work, people. My friend was talking about how she was hesitant to refinance her house at a much lower interest rate because she liked the mortgage interest deductions. I gave up trying to explain things to her, and she did refinance, dropped from an ancient 6% rate to somewhere under 3%, and saved hundreds a month in payments. For the record, you shouldn't look only at the monthly payments when deciding to refinance. You should look at the total amount you're paying over the life of the loan before and after refinancing. A drop from 6% to 3% is probably worth it, but a lot of the times they drop you to a lower rate, but extend the number of years so you don't actually save much money over the life of the loan, and sometimes it costs you more. My dad worked with a guy who started a business with the intention of using it to lower his taxes. When he realized that it was actually making quite a bit of money, he closed it in a panic, fearing it would bump him to the next tax bracket. Would be funny if the guy wasn't an effing school principal. I was 14 at the time and asked my dad if the guy was that dumb. My dad confirmed the guy was indeed that dumb. The repair industry. I worked in home repair, small engine repair and computer repair shops years ago. A lot of people expected us to just fix things for free. Others would take it as an insult when we would quote prices or ask to be paid for a job. Send a bill and some people would ask why or what is this. Ask us why we were ripping them off even though the bill was itemized and the price was discussed beforehand. It was a horrible industry to work in because of the way people are. I wonder if that attitude comes from customers feeling at a disadvantage and the fact that there are people who take advantage of that. I had to get a new AC unit for my house several years ago. The first guy I had look at it gave me a quote, but then he said he's knock 5% off if I agreed right then to hire him, and he made a weird comment along the lines of, "You're not going to ask someone else to look at it and back out on me, are ya?" Those things seemed like red flags, so I did ask someone else, and they quoted me a price that was about 60% of what the first guy did. I'm not saying all repair industry workers are out to scam people, but when I'm trusting you to tell me what's wrong and what it costs to fix when I don't personally know, it's a lot of faith on the part of the customer. And having been almost screwed out of a few $1,000s makes that trust harder to give. Of course, the logical thing to do would be to shop around, but when most repair places, in my experience, want $50, $150 just to come look at your refrigerator, it's not exactly cheap to get a second opinion either. I had 3 people come look at my fridge. The first 2 said it couldn't be repaired, and we'd need to spend several $100s on a new one. Called the third guy, and he replaced some thermostat/defrost sensor in the freezer for $100. It's worked perfectly ever since. Last year we had flecks of black stuff in the water in our kitchen sink. Called the repair guy, and he said nothing's wrong. Dude, there's black crap in our drinking water. Paid him $100 for nothing. I went out myself and bought a replacement hose for the extendable faucet and replaced it on my own. Black stuff gone. Sorry for the rant. My point is that, while I get it can suck for the repair people to always be mistrusted, anecdotally for me, they've been wrong, 70% of the time and have cumulatively charged me several $100s for their wrongness over the past 2 years. I do try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but damn if they don't make it hard. The air and bag of chips. It's actually which is used to keep the oxygen out for an anaerobic, to deter bacteria, and non-oxidative, so chips won't get stale as fast, environment for the chips. I have heard they put fewer chips in the bags and fewer seasonings. I remember salt and vinegar Pringles in the 90s made me sweat. Now they don't do anything to me. Web link. It also helps reduce crushing. Used to work at PepsiCo, who make Walkers, Lay's, Doritos, etc. The nitrogen in the bag keeps the crisps fresh, and are a cushion to reduce the chance of a lot of chips/crisps breaking up during transit. Nobody wants to open a bag of broken crisps. They absolutely did reduce the overweight of crisps in each bag though. That saves a lot of money across the countless bags made each day. So on the one hand, the waste of space prevents breakages, but also they're absolutely reducing the amount in each bag to save money while charging the same amount. Shareholders, customers. Travel insurance. It was great when they arranged all travel from overseas apartment to our house when child broke their ankle on an internship. Paid all of our out-of-pocket expenses, including our deductibles/copays until child was functioning. Edit, we're American. I've got a go-to story whenever anyone says that travel insurance is a scam. My parents were on holiday in the Pacific Islands, when my mom caught an infection that damaged her heart. Dad called me, and I flew out on the first flight the next morning. Full kudos to Quan out the buttholes for all their help. Seriously, they did so much for me, because he needed his laptop. I spoke passing French, and I used to live in Vanuatu and still had some friends and contacts in the area. And apart from all of that, my mum was dying. She spent 6 days in intensive care. They thought she was going to die. She very nearly did die. An Australian cardiologist was flown in from Fiji to do a medical assessment, and an insurance rep was flown in from Melbourne. They were waiting for her to stabilize for a repatriation flight, but she just kept getting worse, so they flew out a cardiac team on a private air ambulance to bring her home. She survived the flight home, but it was close. So close. $350,000 medical bill, fully covered by travel insurance. If they didn't have travel insurance, they would have had to remortgage their house to pay for the bill. That's why Dad wanted his laptop. He was organizing the paperwork with the bank on the chance that the insurance company refused the claim. And of course, once she arrived back in Australia and was admitted to hospital here, she was covered by public health. She ended up receiving a heart valve transplant, and is still alive and kicking. Veterinary care. People don't understand that I can't just dispense certain medications without seeing the patient first. Some of these medications could cause fatalities or worsen the situation if used/prescribed wrong. Endless bread at the steakhouse. They get you with the free bread. The real scam in restaurants is offering never-ending food for foods that no one could eat more than a couple plates of. IHOP pancakes, and pasta at Olive Garden, laughing out loud. I could eat Texas Roadhouse bread with their cinnamon butter all day. Harbor Freight tools. Sure, they are cheap and probably poorly made, but for $100 I got a power washer. Do you know how much joy a power washer can bring someone? Neighbor is washing his car with a hose looking like a fool. Harbor Freight jackstands. For when I need a little suicidal excitement in my life. Imprinting on checks at the cash register. So much faster than writing it out. Some members of my family think internet providers are scammers because they pay for 400 MB/s download and think they will get 400 MB/s download on each device even if someone is watching Netflix or downloading at the same time on another computer. Yeah, you might be able to get 40 MB/s if you use it at 3 a.m. on a clear night with a waning gibbous moon. Only if you dance around a fire and make a sacrifice to the internet gods. 5G. The stock market. Lots of people over-worry about the short term, withdraw once it dips and never put back in. Never realizing the magic is in the long term. When it dips. That just means stocks are on sale. Therapy. People just can't fathom that just talking to someone who is not involved directly in your life can really help with processing and resolving a problem. You only get out of it what you put in. selling the Eiffel Tower. But on a serious note, higher tax brackets and thinking they save money by not doing overtime. Thinking they save money by not doing overtime. Are people actually that stupid? Airline, hotel, credit card rewards. They take a lot of time and a 100% commitment to never, ever carrying a balance, but you can definitely earn a lot of rewards even without playing the churning games. The FlyerTalk.com community is amazing for anyone wanting to get started. Everyone keeps telling me the Nigerian prince that's been messaging me for the last week and a half is a scammer, but they just don't understand our love. Vaccines and vaccination. Not me, but those who are anti-vaccination really have no understanding of virology, immunology, epidemiology, or how to assess relative risk. They probably fall into many of the other things that they think is a scam, but they don't understand. Higher pay rates for union trade labor. For a depressing amount of the UK, the EU. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.